Today, no doubt, where that wind is really blowing. And Ortega rips that one down the first.
Effective for him.
Well, he strikes out Frazier. That one at 94 miles.
But thinking about all the pressure that comes along with trying, it's a challenge breaking in and establishing yourself, and it can be a real mental grind.
Rangers have some pretty high belief in him, and he pins that one on the corner. Strikes.
A lot of teams are interested in him to start coming over from the Hiroshima Carp.
On the 1-2 to Hermosillo.
He's big here in Surprise, apparently.
Yeah, way too many Cubs fans.
A nice ovation. Taylor Hearn was one strike away from getting out of this inning. And
Dermo Vargas pops this one back of first base. And
Taylor Hearn's arm.
This one on the ground. Shortstop Seager is there. Michael Rucker, the starter for Chicago, in his first pitch is lashed out to right field.
In his 28 in the third innings. Now it's been a pretty good spring.
2-2 to Seager. And that one's off his foot, foul. And it's a full count, and that one gets away from Hicks. This at bat. They've left the yard. And this one cued up the middle. That's a.
I would guess probably not.
Little dribbler down the third baseline. That home runs and 72 RBIs. Great first year as in the last spring training game of the year. There's a bouncer up the middle. Simeon is there. Definitely giving it a run. There's a bouncer to Simeon again at second base. Strikes on Ortega. And Hearn strikes him out swinging his parking lot. Yeah, the 0-2. And this one ripped to shortstop. Colley's there.
But I can't say I'm sad to see it go. It's time.
No, it's all.
I mean, Will Ferrell played in like, what, 8 games in one day or something?
Played every position. Patrick Wisdom shoots that one up the middle. That was a rifle shot. Well, the whole point of that rule was to make the games interesting. Take the 4-pitch walk this time around. And he lifts this one just back. It hasn't come real easily for him. He hits this ball sharply up the middle. That's a base hit. He came in the game 3-2. And that's outside. Solak works the walk. So a single and a walk. Time in Toronto and his position in the lineup is going to be determined by profile today versus when he faced him those other times.
Right. Walked a couple times, a couple of weak base hits that get through.
That ball hit pretty hard down the right field line.
No, you're not playing today.
Colley takes off from first. The throw goes down to second. Not in time. Meaningful. 1-2. That ball hit hard. Out to center field. That'll get down over the head. Takes over on the bases for him. And now Adolis in the air. Deep.
That lefty that they want to give outfielders a day off about it when it comes to the voting.
Ground ball right side of the infield. Another chance for.
No runs across the board for Taylor Hearn in the first.
Guys too far in terms of total pitches early on here. This little flip.
Even, 3 full innings.
This one off the handle, flared out to center field for these Cubs. And this one cued toward first base. Ibanez had moved.
A starter.
Misses with that one as well. And so was that they see him as a Ferrari too, right? Is well, let's see what White has. There's a call.
I'm going to give that guy probably a little bit of a longer look.
Chopper to the left. Oh, that one finds the corner. And Jake Slot.
Gain weight in the offseason because I'm, a thin guy by nature. So
there's so many fields now, and nobody really runs polls anymore. Another thing that's pretty antiquated. Gosh, I wish that.
Colley leading it off in his 5th inning. Turn this one down to third base. Slaughter.
Mind if I jump in your practices? And it was fun. I went to about 5 or 6 schools, and was going to get another 4 or 5. Yeah, I'm definitely for it though. I think I'll narrow it down to you, Batman.
Go.
At the plate. And this one is popped up back of both sides are in kind of for the same thing, right? And this little bounder.
It's going to change anything, but if you know you have big leaders, you can pitch.
This one out of the left field.
With the Cubs also stayed like 2 innings.
chopper over the mound. And
For the Yankees, he had an outing, 3 2/3 innings. He starts his Ranger career off with
going right after him. And there's another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Abreu. Position player, perhaps a better way to think of it. 3-2 pitch. That's a walk. So a couple of strikeouts that I learned that I think it's supposed to be pronounced like wait, and you're ready to make your move. And you
where in the case of Justin Foscue is probably, you know, a fair thing. This is a guy who
it's Correa showing some exciting stuff. Complete that. Deloria takes ball 4. He'll draw the walk. So a base.
he's in there, not in my list.
And this one looped out into left field. That drops in again, not for any other reason than
that was set by Major League Baseball to get a deal done.
Yeah.
And it almost felt like they waited to announce
for one.
So John Blake, by the way, letting us know that Jake Marisnick has been relieved, but he's made that decision to try to explore something else.
How did John Blake let us know that? And the 3-1. Well, that's short right. It was 1-1 on the ground. Shortstop. Colley's throw is high.
There are a number of guys, including the guy on the hill right now, who are right now. So Greg Holland is a candidate. Obviously, he has experience in that role. Same with Matt Bush. Even threw in a guy like John King.
It is important, and if you trace the history of the game and look at, you know, times where you're watching your setup.
And he whiffs.
Any chances?
Broken bat flare. And King's
They're trying to find the bag and hoping.
And first pitch he delivers. Chops slowly.
I felt like he was a little taller.
It was a swing and a miss. Bannister.
I'm not scoring the rest of this game.
Bouncer up the middle. That could be 2. Either brought in or
Look at
maybe pop up. Kind of an oddity of that system, I guess. There's a swing and a miss. King gets a strike. Monday, 3:05, first pitch. And 1-1 pitch. And that's fouled back. We got another call.
I think it was a Bally's call. But that one got moved.
Okay, that's tomorrow.
That's at 1 o'clock if you want to understand how we're going to use they got a great service. We've been using it for years. There's so many resources now.
Yes.
The group at Inside Edge
Does it on its own or something?
That's why it's called the smartphone.
And
it
so
knows that you need to know.
it was a game this year for both clubs. This ball lifted out of the center field.
Like the lengthy explanation. And just think
Played it concisely and clearly. I don't know that that's today. What's the move? Stuck around.
we'll see in a month. Or excuse me, a year.
No, I saw a sign said
He was instructed not to come today, I'm assuming, because like everyone else, he is
heads up down there.
like that. So I probably would have just asked if anyone had any scissors. And then
Rip the net.
Since we were here, yeah, maybe not. Oh, that's in the dirt.
In about 4 years from now, we'll be saying the same thing about the pitch clock. There's some bad calls in big spots. It happens. If you can rectify that, I think that would be 185 batting average against.
First pitch from Patton a little bit up, ball 1. For a reason. Maybe it's their power from the left side. Maybe
the focus becomes a little bit more about winning. You don't ever stop teaching in this game. You don't ever stop learning. But
it's a pretty good test to start things off for the Rangers. Patton misses a little bit in. And so they're really entertaining the prospect of Patton misses with ball 1. Catch up on all those Zoom calls on their calendar. Ground ball, second base. I'm Dave Raymond. Join us Friday